Hello freaks, this is your Queen Mistress Aria, the Ebony Hot Wife, and you are listening to the Hot Wife Podcast. Hey y'all, what's good? I hope y'all are great. I'm doing good, you know. Life's been lifing, things have been happening, and it's moving in a great direction, and I'm happy for it, you know. Like slow and steady wins the race, and I'm trying to not like rush things. I'm kind of trying to just be like in the moment, in the thing that's happening. Um so yeah, I just wanted to come and kind of do what I usually do, kind of have like a certified yap session with y'all, talk about stuff and things that have been on my mind and things that I feel like I just want to talk about. I'm going to start this one off. I'm going to start this subject off first because it is very fresh in my head and I want to keep the feelings very fresh about the situation. I posted some tweets today and I'm going to post them here. And this all sparked because of this video that I saw on Instagram. And this is the video.
This is your sign to not get a sugar daddy and instead create a page as a fin-dom brat and be a professional spoiled brat for a living. I'm not effing kidding. I've made $700K in the past 3 years by creating socials and fan sites niched as a financial dominatrix over men's finances. They're literally coming to you to have you tell them to send money over and over again. I also teach girls how to go live on a platform that you can do your fucking nails and men will send you money. Because here's the thing, the spicy industry is booming. It's booming. You do not need to make an OnlyFans to benefit off of it, and you do not need to post and pop anything crazy on the internet to benefit off of it. In fact, I like girls to keep it classy on my channel, okay? And gain that money and then put it towards a different business, which is exactly what I did. And yeah, I want girls to get money and keep their, body not on the internet. So if you want to learn more, go to my page. Doodles.
And like, no hate to this creator, no like personal vendetta, nothing like that. I just saw this randomly on my page and it triggered me for some reason because I've seen it before and I just don't like it. Like, I miss when it was like a secret society. Not saying it was a secret society, but when it was more of like a mystery and it wasn't just so wide open and it wasn't just so mainstream. Like, it's crazy to feel like it's crazy to see like these fetishes be put on platforms, like the same platforms that people talk about when they say TikTok, when people were complaining like, oh, like there's sexy girls dancing, there's half naked girls dancing on TikTok. Like, okay, that's an issue. But then when people are talking about like full blown fetishes on these mainstream platforms where kids are also on, like, where's the disgrace? I feel like there is a creator, Mistress Marley. I know a lot of you, if you are in the Dom space, you know who that is. I enjoy her videos because her videos are kind of more like, this is what I do. This is my day as a, like, she kind of talks about her day as doing what she does. Findom, right? So she's draining somebody. It's more of like a personal, like, rather than like, and she does have a course and she does promote her course, but I don't know, she just does it in like an elegant way. I just feel like this way is kind of like trashy. And it also kind of makes me feel like you're making it sound like it's too good to be true. And I'm not saying that it is too good to be true because, like, trust me, it's beautiful to wake up one morning and you got $2,000 in your Cash App says just because you're beautiful. Like, we love those. We live for those days. I don't know. It's just a way to go about it. And maybe it was just the way that it was done. Because I feel like if I was going to promote like Findom, for example, it would be like kind of like in a similar way like Mr. Smarty, like, this is what I do. If you're curious about how I do it, like, here's my course where you can learn it. Like, it sparks, it allows people who are genuinely interested in it to do the research and take the appropriate steps to jump in it to see if that's what they want to do. Because at the end of the day, it's sex work. So it's annoying when sex workers join sex work and don't want to claim to be sex workers. That shit is annoying as fuck. Because you're no better than anybody else because you do a specific fetish. That is still sex work. That is a fetish. I don't know why I said that like it has a D in it. There's no D. Fetish. Okay? I didn't like that. With that being said, if you are interested in learning about sex work, about the do's and don'ts, it was really crazy how things kind of lined up for me to talk about this. That's why I said I wanted to talk about it first, because it's fresh. Um, there is a page, I think it's called Sex Work. I think she's called Sex Work CEO. She talked about like the misconceptions about the industry today. I'm just going to like post a little clip just right here. I'm not going to post too much because if you want to listen to her Twitter spaces, they are super informational and amazing. And yeah, so I'm just going to insert a little clip right here just so that you guys can see what she talks about. And if you're interested in learning and doing true sex work and being proud of what you do and just wanting to be the best boss that you can be, your own boss, like I advocate for that. But I just don't advocate when people come into these things not knowledgeable, not fully into it, and they think you're just like, fuck you, pay me. And then like people are just going to give you millions of dollars. Like that's not how that works. Sex work is hard work. You don't just wake up and you're just like, oh, here's my coochie, here's my, like, if that was the case, we would all be billionaires. Like, what are we talking about? I'm gonna insert this little clip right here of the podcast episode that was uploaded today to Spaces. This was a public episode. If she took it down, I would not be posting it. Just a little clip, just so you can kind of see what she talks about. And if you're interested in actually learning and just being a better boss, if you are a veteran in the game and you just need some tips and some, just to be able to hear those things and so you don't feel so alone, like I think it's a great space to join where she talks about that. So I'm just going to play a little bit of that now.
In the beginning of my career, I thought being an adult content creator was all about just posting some nude photos and then raking in the cash. But let me tell you, that is one of the biggest lies I have ever believed about this space and this work. It is not easy money, and there are so many pitfalls that can trip you up if you are not careful. So today, I thought, why don't we go in and share the top lies that not only I fell for, but some other creators in our space have as well. This way, you can avoid making some of the same mistakes. So, imagine this, you are starting your journey as an adult content creator.
All right, well, like I said, if you want to get some more information, I will put her account here and you can go ahead and follow that account, see where they do what their space is, and get more information. Now I want to talk about something that I feel like is very, I don't even know the word. Talk about how everyone thinks it is just easy peasy to find a bull, to find a true bull. That's not easy at all. And I feel like when people see me or they like get with me, they're like, oh, you must have like them lined up, honey. And I'm like, no. They're not like quality bulls. Like everyone says a third bull, but like a real bull, like experienced, like within the fetish, like it actually enjoys the fetish itself. Uh-uh. And it's unfortunate because like that is the reason why a lot of hot wives like choose to do like random guys or like in the DMs. Like I feel like that's why we're more willing to do that. Or like, dating apps are actually not the move. Twitter is a little bit better. It's just because like everybody be thinking they have a big dick and then they really don't. I be like, no. I can't say that's too small. The struggle to find a quality bull is real, and it's like when you do find it, it's like you gotta really hold on to it like a good boyfriend, because it really is a true relationship. Like through the ups and downs, like if y'all really like y'all gotta figure it out, because it's really hard to find like quality. And it's also hard to find like people who are interested in allowing my partner to be there with me. And it's like content creators too, like people that you would be like, I see this on your page and I see what you be doing, but like, I'm asking if my boyfriend can watch, and now you're like, why? FaceTime, like, that's not asking a lot. Like, I just want him to be there so we could talk shit to him. Like, we could talk shit to him together. You don't want him to be there, you'd be like, I'm fucking your bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't call me a bitch. I'm a classy lady. But you know what I mean. The struggle is real. Just on another podcast, the worst podcast. I don't know if you guys saw that on YouTube. I will go ahead and put that screenshot up right here. And we kind of talked a little bit about, I want to have like a bukkake party. Like, it's hard to find people for that too. It's like, I don't want to be in a room with another, or like people are flaky, or variables that ends up being the reason why nothing works out. You know, if you find a good bull, you better hold on to them reins, honey. See what I did there? That was good. That was good. Horses, I mean, they have reins, right? Moving on. I also want to talk about this, and I be like wanting to talk about my ideas, but I also get nervous talking about my ideas because somebody takes my idea, like, I'm gonna be mad. I want to do a hot wife roundtable. That would be fire, right? We all just gather and we talk about our experiences. It doesn't have to be, I don't have to see your face. I want to do it on Twitter Spaces. But like, I want to talk to hot wives and I want to ask them about how they got into this. I wanted to hear stories. I want us to just talk about these things and talk about our differences. I want to ask like conflicting questions and like really like, you know, I want to talk. But it's so hard to find people who want to talk to me. Every single time I post those videos where it's like, who would you guys want to see on the podcast? You guys always post people that I would love to talk to. But every single time I reach out to them, they're like, oh no, like I don't want my face out there. Or like, that's fine. And I'm like, I could do no face, right? And then it's just like, oh no, I don't want this. And it's just like, I don't know. I feel like for me, I'm just like, if you can have your pussy on the internet, like why can't you just have a conversation with me? Like, that's just my opinion. Does that mean? Moving on. I just also would like to just have friends like I could converse within this, you know? Like I feel like it's also a space where there's not a lot of community within the Black community in general. Like there's so much stigma if you're freaky. Like just in the mainstream world, but like specifically with kink, it's like if you into some crazy shit, like you're shunned, or you know. So it's like to be able to have that community where it's like, okay, it's you look like me and it's okay for you to be into this thing and I'm also into this thing, like let's be able to talk about that thing together, you know. Like that's why I wanted to create this space. That's why I wanted to create the Hot Wife podcast, so we can talk about those types of situations and like just talk about these things and feel safe. Like this. Hey everyone, it is your queen mistress Aria, just stopping in to say hello and thank you so much for watching this episode. And I just wanted to kind of let you guys know what I had going on my chastity training course. So if you are wanting to indulge and just see what that's about, you can check it out on my website. It is linked right here. And you can find the podcast, you can find my content, you can find just about anything you need on the website. So I will go ahead and link that down below and let you guys get back to listening to the episode. Bye. This is a safe space to talk about those kinky things. Like that's why I put that in my YouTube bio, because I really mean that. Like I really want to be able to create community where eventually people will be able to call in and be like, I have this issue and you know, what do you think? I have people call my night flirt line all the time and they're always like, I had this one caller and I'll never forget it. It was so good. They didn't live together. So they were all on their way to his house, right? So he was like, he's on his way. Like, what do I do? Like, I'm trying to be the best cook I can be. And I was like, you need to prepare their drinks. Like, if you can get a little charcuterie board or something, like prepare it out, and get on your knees when they open the door. Like, I was giving him a rundown on everything, and it was just funny. He was kind of like, when they all came over, there was a point in time where he did everything that I told him, and then he came back and he called me again and he was like, oh my god, I did it, and now they're in the room doing da-da-da, like what do I do, like this is my first time. And like I loved that call. Like I miss him. And it was like he literally just kept calling me, and there was just a point that he just kind of kept me on the phone, and just like I was listening to some of it, And then he called me back the next day to kind of tell me about how it was. I wonder how he's doing. I miss that. And that's why I have like the cuckold hotline on my night flirt. Curious. I really kind of want it to be like cuckold therapy, you know? Like I might change it to that. That's a good title. Cuckold, to be like a therapy line essentially for cucks, or like want to join the lifestyle but not really sure, feel this way, like what does that mean? And I'm like, you might be a little curious, like tell me about it, like, you know, run me through it. That's essentially what I wanted that line to be. I'm gonna have somebody revamp it. I actually paid for somebody to revamp it, who's actually a creator on Twitter that I was trying to support, a black creator, and I paid for it. He kept telling me he was gonna do it. He never did it. I love my black men for more than just they dicks, okay? Like, that's a whole nother conversation that I was having earlier. Like this is my podcast, and like I can say what I want, but at the same time, I feel so weird about being not confrontational, controversial. I'll just save that topic for another day. Okay, so I kind of changed my mind about doing the review of Old Girl's documentary. I didn't watch it. I saw a couple clips of it, and my summary is she tried to beat the world record. She did it. It made her feel empty. Yeah. I'm sorry she feels that way. But at the same time, it's like, if you wanted to seek out the world record, like you have to be willing to endure what the world record comes with. I'm sorry you feel that way, you know, like I'm not apathetic. I'm very sympathetic to how she feels about it. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I just feel like she made the decision. So that's my review. I hope you enjoyed it. The tour was an idea that Rain and I actually had together, and I really hope that it actually becomes a thing. Like a Hot Wife tour, like a YouTube tour, like how they be making those YouTube TV shows, but like we're traveling around the world doing what we do, you know, like that would be kind of lit. Like, please vote the poll on Spotify, because I keep making these polls and y'all never use it. So if I drop a poll, if you're watching this on Spotify, vote. Ask you to comment, okay? I'm trying to be nice to y'all. If I drop a poll, if I tell you to comment below your opinions, comment below. Got it? Good. Moving on. I took notes so that I could talk about what I wanted to talk about in its entirety and not forget anything that yesterday that now I can't even decipher. And I'm like, girl, what the hell are you even talking about? So, all right. Well, before I get into the story that I was going to talk to you guys about today, yes, it's a personal story. I know you guys love when I talk to you about personal stories. I wanted to tell you guys about something that I'm super excited about, and that is going to be my ego release cards. Okay, so these cards are coupled affirmation cards, or like submissive affirmation cards. They're not all specific to cuckold, but it's more of like specific to being a submissive in general. I wanted to create these ego release cards. The digital version of them are on my website, is right here. And if you are interested in the like getting like actual like cards, I can make those for you as well, like actual cards that you can keep in your wallet. They'll probably be small enough for those. So if you need to take like one a day to work or something like that, and you could just read it every day, read it multiple times a day, like perfect. So I want to make it like wallet size for like men's wallets, so that you guys can take a card and incorporate that into your day, so that if you are one of those corporate execs who likes to pretend to be all alpha during the day, but really likes to be a little submissive cuck at night, these are for you. So while you're in your offices, in between bossing other people around, you can have a card that reminds you who the true boss is. Me. So I just wanted to talk about that because I'm really excited about that. I feel like for so many years, I've been having a hard time finding what my niche is. And as much as face sitting is like my favorite, like that's my, like face sitting and face sitting's first, cuckold's second, like, and then feet worship, and then blowjob worship, like dick worship. That's like my list. I want to go back to the time where I was like doing like sessions. I want to go back to that because like, I don't come, but like it does give me sexual satisfaction. So I want to manifest that for me. I want to do more sessions. If you are interested in face sitting, hot wife activities, or feet stuff, those are the three things that I am interested in. All of that aside now, I am going to be telling you about the little rendezvous I had while I was in Atlanta. I actually, my search was, it seemed impossible because I'd be seeing all these content creators from Atlanta, and then like when I get to Atlanta and they be like, who's available tonight, and then I say me, and then they don't actually want to do it, or then like they seem like they're down, and then I get there and then it's like they scared. Is you scared, little pussy? Is you scared? I'm too freaky for most guys. And now that I found the love of my life, he's a stag, I can be back active and doing what I love to do and being a slut wife. I met my match, but is you scared? You should be. I'm not gonna lie. Originally, the person that we were supposed to get together with was a content creator, but it was also a friend. Somebody that I had already followed, and so when he told me that they were friends, I was like, yes, sign me up. So we were supposed to meet up with him. We kind of went down to the city. He showed me around the area. We were kind of like waiting for the text because apparently like he lived across the street from where we were. Another friend of his shop, men who were like attractive. I always just have like slutty thoughts. Like I truly cannot help it. Or he was trying to like see what it was, but he wasn't, the guy that we were supposed to meet up with wasn't responding. But while we were up here with a friend, we were smoking, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what if I just had to be like, do you have a girlfriend? And if he was like, no, and then I'd have been like, can I suck your dick? And then like, you know, I was wanting that to go in my head, and then it was going to be like, I fucked this friend, and then we were going to go across the street, and then I was going to fuck that friend. Like, that was how that happened in my head. And I was like kind of like playing out how it all would happen, and it was just all super sexy. We had left because I was starving. So we got food, and the person that we were supposed to meet up with never responded. I could tell that he was kind of bummed out because he really wanted to participate and play, and I kind of did too. I had my hopes up, especially because it was somebody that, like I said, I seen on Twitter and was just interested in. I was like, so what about the person we were at today? Like, would he be down? And he was like, yeah, I'll see. So apparently he was down. So we went down there, and friend went to go take a shower. So we were in the room waiting for him, and my boyfriend was like, take off your clothes, get butt naked, and go, like, basically go pose yourself for him. Well, I did what he told me to. It was just like all so perfect. He started like rubbing on me and stuff, and I just love having dick in my mouth. So I started doing that, and then he was in a weird position, so he was like, let me lay down because I want to watch you do that. Yeah, I was just looking at him in his eyes while I was giving him that. It was like super sexy because he was like, oh, she a demon. Like, you could tell and then my man was like, yeah, and they were like in the best way. And they were just like praising me, like both of them. Oh, that was like A1. Like, I love that. And he was just like, we was just talking our shit to each other. And I was like, you like how this feels? And he was like, yeah. And he was like, I love when you look at me. My baby was just watching me, and then when I could, I was just looking at him. And then I just had him, like, after I got done sucking, I had him come over and I like kissed it all onto his mouth because I wanted him to have that taste too. A bunch of different positions, and I went over and was kissing my baby, and then his friend came over and started fucking me from the back while I was like fucking my man. I said I wanted a facial, and so he was ready, and then turned around and he gave that to me, and then I went over to my man and I sucked him and his perfect thick long dick. Then he gave me another facial, and then I had two facials. It was great. We went to the airport and came home. And in the airport, I met this guy in TSA because I was drunk, and I was about to fuck him too. I was very drunk, and yeah, I texted my baby like, I met this guy. I'm gonna fuck him in the airport. And he's like, don't miss your flight. So then I DM the guy because somehow within that time we gave each other our Instagrams, and then I messaged him. I don't really remember messaging him, but I messaged him. And yeah, obviously we didn't get to do that, but I once slut mode was activated, that tequila, that's why I posted that tweet, because it's true. And that was when the rendezvous was happening, because like as soon as that shit hits my tongue, it's like activated, like I'm ready to go and I can't stop. So yeah, that was really fun. That was a great experience. I mean, it wasn't necessarily all that we were wanting it to be. It was still a great experience, you know? Like, for me, it was a good experience. I feel like everyone was satisfied. Yeah, well, that was my story. And that was today's episode. I really do hope you guys enjoyed listening to the certified yap session with the Ebony Hot Wife. We talked about a lot of different things today, and maybe next time I'll get controversial. I don't know. Oh, wait, y'all. I have to say this, and I don't want to jinx it. But, like, okay, so people listen to the podcast, don't get me wrong, but not a lot yet. So I'm going to talk to this exclusive group of people who listen to this. And I'm getting in close because I'm kind of whispering, so don't share this information with anyone, like, and don't put any negative juju on this information. Only put positive energy into what I'm about to say. And if you don't put positive energy what I'm about to say, I'm sending it back to you 10 times, okay? Okay, listen to me closely. I got asked to do an interview with Soft White Underbelly. Okay? That's all I'm gonna say. See you guys next time. Okay, wait. And I also forgot to say that there was someone who commented on my website's reviews. And if you didn't know that you could review my website, you can. As you can see, these are the reviews that are on the website. And someone was talking about my podcast is good, but the editing is not great. And as someone who can take constructive criticism, I took that and I said, you know what? I do a lot of different avenues within running my businesses already. That, yeah, my editing is not that great because I kind of just try to get it out there because I just have so much other things that I also need to do that I can't spend a week, or I can't make it as perfect as I'd like to make it because I'm not like an editing pro. So with that, I do take on select submissives as like my own subs. And if you are interested in being like a tech sub, if you can help me in ways of like creating me a more efficient website or editing my videos, like obviously this is a job that you have to be trusted. We have to be like locked in. You have to build a rapport with me. But if that is something that describes you, like, you need to get in contact with me. As I said, the way to get in contact with me is in the description box. But yeah, I need some tech subs. I need y'all to do stuff for me. I need service subs. I love a service sub. So if you can be of service to me in any way, description. And I needed to tell y'all that. But yeah, I'm out now. Mwah.